Chosen ones, what I'm about to share with you may seem unimaginable, even shocking. If you're watching this right now, it's no accident. God has led you here because something monumental is about to unfold in your life. You are standing at the precipice of a divine shift, one that even the most sacred forces cannot deny. You, yes you, have taken his crown, his very face, and now hold the power that was once reserved for the divine. This is not just a physical or mental change, but a spiritual and energetic awakening. The desires, the dreams, the blessings you've prayed for are no longer distant wishes. They are already beginning to take form in your reality. This moment is bigger than you can imagine, and it's happening faster than you think. But to truly understand and harness this transformation, you must align yourself with the power that's now coursing through you. You must accept that the time of waiting is over. You are ready. This is not just about manifesting your desires. It's about understanding that you have inherited a crown, a position of authority, and the divine power to create the life you've always imagined. Before we dive deeper into this life-changing message, take a moment to pause this video and do 3 things. Hit that like button, subscribe to help us reach 10,000 subscribers, and leave a comment with the number 11. This number will send a powerful signal to the universe, amplifying the energy of this video. And remember, if you are truly a chosen one, you'll watch this video until the end, because deep down, your spirit already knows that this is for you. If you're ready to receive this truth, stay with me, because for those who do, your life will never be the same. In the quiet of the world's deepest shadows, a force unlike any before begins to stir. The Chosen One's rise is not a mere whisper in the wind, but a thunderous awakening that shakes the very foundation of existence. This figure, born of both celestial design and untapped potential, emerges against the odds, defying all that would seek to keep them down. From humble beginnings, they rise like a phoenix, out of the ashes of doubt and fear. With each step, the world trembles as they embody the strength, resolve, and divine purpose that few could ever fathom. What sets the Chosen One apart is not just their innate power, but their unwavering will to rise above the limitations placed upon them. They have known hardship and rejection, and yet like a blade tempered in fire, their resolve has only grown stronger. The world in its ignorance may try to diminish their worth, but the Chosen One understands a truth that many cannot comprehend. True power lies in the ability to stand firm when the world attempts to crush you. They are destined not only to conquer, but to transform, to redefine the meaning of strength itself. Their journey, though personal, carries the weight of the heavens and earth upon their shoulders. As they rise, the divine forces recognize their ascent, not as a threat, but as the fulfillment of a long-awaited prophecy. It is a calling that resonates through the cosmos, a harmony between the stars and the very ground they walk upon. They are not merely a figurehead of destiny, they are the embodiment of its power, the one who will challenge the old ways and rewrite the rules of existence. And yet, with this rise comes fear. The fear of those who have held power for so long, whose grip on the world now falters. The Chosen One's ascent signals the end of an era and the beginning of something much greater. Their strength is not one that can be easily understood, for it is not rooted in mere physicality, but in an inner force that surpasses all comprehension. The Chosen One is not just rising, they are becoming something much more, a force of nature, a beacon of power and transformation. The crown bestowed upon the Chosen One is not just a symbol of power, It is the embodiment of a divine expectation, far beyond what even the gods could foresee. When the heavens themselves acknowledge this individual's rise, they are not simply affirming a human's greatness. They are acknowledging the arrival of something celestial, something that has transcended the boundaries of mortal limitations. This crown, worn with grace and authority, represents a legacy that was always meant to be, though its bearer may not have known it until now. But this is no ordinary crown. It is forged from the fires of the divine, crafted not by the hands of the gods, but by the very trials and tribulations the Chosen One has faced. The weight of this crown is not one of gold or jewels, but of sacrifice, struggle, and ultimate victory. It is a crown that demands respect, not through fear, but through the recognition of the journey it represents. For the Chosen One has not inherited this power. They have earned it through every step of their path. The divine expectation is that this crown will not simply sit upon the Chosen One's head as a symbol of their status. It is a call to action. It is a demand for the Chosen One to rise above the ordinary and step into their true power. This is a power that surpasses the boundaries of mortal thought, and this crown is a reflection of that truth. It is a reminder that greatness is not a gift, it is a choice, a path forged through the most difficult of trials, and the Chosen One has chosen to walk it with unshakable conviction. As the Chosen One stands tall, the crown upon their head becomes not only a symbol of divine expectation, but a beacon of hope. It calls to those who have been lost in the darkness, those who have forgotten their own strength. It reminds them that even in the face of impossible odds, the Chosen One has risen, and so can they. This is not just the rise of one individual, but the rise of a movement, a revolution in the truest sense of the word. There is a power that lies beyond the understanding of those who are bound by the limits of human thought. The Chosen One embodies this power, a force that defies logic, transcends understanding, and reaches into realms that no mortal mind can fully grasp. Their very existence challenges the conventional wisdom of the world, showing that there are no limits to what can be achieved when one taps into the deepest parts of their soul. This power is not bound by time or space, for it is rooted in something far greater. The Chosen One's abilities are not simply physical, they extend into the realms of thought, emotion, and spirit. With a mere thought, they can alter the course of events. With a single word, they can change the hearts of those around them. This is a power that goes beyond mere influence. It is the very fabric of existence bending to their will. The Chosen One doesn't just think, they shape reality itself. What makes the Chosen One so extraordinary is not just their ability to wield power, but their ability to transcend the very limitations that define humanity. While others are constrained by fear, doubt, and limitations, the Chosen One sees only possibility. They understand that to truly be powerful is to embrace the unknown, to venture into the realms that others dare not even consider. This is not just power in the conventional sense. It is a force that reshapes the very idea of what it means to be human. It is in this transcendence that the Chosen One becomes a figure of awe and reverence. They are no longer merely a person. They are an idea, a symbol of what can be achieved when one surpasses the bounds of ordinary thought. They become a living testament to the potential within all of us, reminding us that the greatest power lies not in what we can see, but in what we can imagine, and ultimately, in what we can become. The Chosen One's rise is marked not by an immediate grasp of power, but by an extraordinary journey of transformation. There was a time when they had no power at all, no crown, no authority. They were like any other, struggling, searching for meaning, for purpose. And yet, it was in this very struggle that their true strength was forged. For it is often in the moments of weakness, when all seems lost, that the greatest potential is born. The chosen one did not take the crown through force or coercion. They did not wrest it from the hands of others through violence or deceit. No, they took the crown because they knew deep within their soul that it was theirs by divine right. They took the crown not by physical power, but by the strength of their spirit, by the purity of their intentions, and by the clarity of their purpose. This crown was not given to them. It was earned through the trials they faced, the battles they fought within themselves, and the victories they claimed over their own doubts. There is a beauty in this story, a reminder that true power does not lie in what is seen on the surface, but in what is unseen. The chosen one's power is not about brute force. It is about wisdom, patience, and understanding. It is about knowing when to fight and when to wait. It is about understanding that the journey itself is just as important as the destination. The chosen one's rise is a testament to the truth that sometimes the most powerful figures are those who begin with nothing. In the end, the chosen one's journey is not just about the crown. They have learned that true power lies in the self, in the ability to stand tall even when the world has turned its back. They have learned that a crown without a soul to wield it is nothing, but with a heart full of purpose, it becomes a symbol of unimaginable strength. The rise of the chosen one is met with terror from those who once ruled with fear and darkness. Satan, the embodiment of opposition and evil, watches with growing dread as this figure steps into their full power. For the chosen one represents everything that Satan fears: light, truth, and the obliteration of his influence. In the chosen one, Satan sees not just a threat to his power, but the end of his reign. The chosen one is the one who will tear down all that Satan has built, exposing the lies that have held the world in its grip. It is not just Satan who trembles at the sight of the chosen one. His followers, those who have sworn allegiance to darkness, feel their knees quake in fear. The chosen one represents the very force that will unravel their deceit, their manipulation, and their control. They cannot fathom a power that operates outside their understanding, and so they react with fear, hatred, and violence. They are afraid, for they know that their time is limited, and the chosen one is the harbinger of that inevitable downfall. But the fear that the chosen one inspires is not just a reaction to their power, it is a response to what they represent. The chosen one is not merely a threat to their rule. They are a symbol of everything that opposes the darkness. In a world where lies have reigned supreme, the truth that the chosen one brings is an unbearable light, one that exposes the shadows for what they truly are. The chosen one becomes a beacon, and in their light, the falsehoods that once held the world captive begin to crumble. Despite the terror that they inspire, the chosen one remains resolute. They understand that fear is the weapon of the weak, and they refuse to be swayed by it. Their purpose is greater than the petty fears of those who seek to control others. The chosen one stands as a testament to the fact that true strength is not in domination, but in the courage to stand against the forces of darkness, no matter the cost. Every revolution, every shift in the course of history is sparked by a single catalyst, a force that comes from within, one that challenges the status quo and demands something more. The Chosen One is that catalyst. They are the force that ignites the fires of change, the one who challenges the world's deepest injustices and shifts the very foundations of reality. Where others see a broken system, the Chosen One sees an opportunity for transformation, and they seize it with both hands. Their presence is the spark that sets the entire world alight. With each step they take, the earth beneath them shifts, the heavens above them tremble, and the hearts of those who have long been asleep begin to awaken. The Chosen One is not just an individual. They are the embodiment of a collective desire for something better, something greater. They speak for the voiceless, fight for the oppressed, and stand as a beacon of hope for those who have long been forgotten. But change is never easy, and the Chosen One knows this better than anyone. They face resistance, not just from the powers that be, but from those who are too comfortable in their complacency. Change is uncomfortable, unsettling, and often painful, but the Chosen One embraces it, for they know that without change there can be no progress. Their very existence forces the world to face its own flaws, to look into the mirror and confront the injustices that have been allowed to fester. In the end, the Chosen One is not just the agent of change. They are the very embodiment of the future, of a world that is no longer shackled by its past. They represent the hope that, even in the darkest of times, a new dawn can rise. And through them, we are reminded that each of us has the power to be a catalyst for change, to challenge the world as it is, and to fight for the world as it could be. In the vast tapestry of divine will, the Chosen One stands as a paradox, rejected by the very forces that were meant to embrace them. While others might have sought divine favor through tradition, obedience, or power, the Chosen One's path diverged from the norm. They were cast aside by the very gods who once ruled with unquestioned authority. This rejection, though painful, became their greatest strength. For in that rejection, the Chosen One found a deeper purpose, an undeniable calling to rise above the narrow expectations of the divine and redefine their own fate. In the face of rejection, the Chosen One did not falter. They did not turn away from their power, nor did they abandon their purpose. Instead, they embraced the challenge, drawing strength from the very forces that sought to diminish them. With each passing day, they became more than just a figure of defiance. They became the embodiment of the divine rebellion. They showed that true power does not require approval, for it exists independently of validation. The Chosen One was not looking for permission to be great. They were already destined for greatness, regardless of the rejection they faced. The fall of the oppressors is inevitable. The Chosen One, having embraced their rejection, becomes the harbinger of that fall. Where once the forces of the divine or the oppressive powers ruled with iron hands, they now face an unstoppable force, one that operates outside their realm of influence. The gods themselves, once the unquestioned authorities, now tremble before the Chosen One's rise, knowing that their power is fleeting. The Chosen One's rebellion is not just against the world, it is against the very concept of oppression, against the idea that anyone, be they divine or mortal, can dictate the course of another's destiny. This is a reminder that the true nature of power lies not in the ability to dominate, but in the ability to resist, to stand tall even when the heavens themselves seem to turn their backs, is the mark of the true Chosen One. And through this defiance, the oppressors will fall, for the world is made to evolve, to grow beyond its previous limitations. The Chosen One will be the architect of that evolution, proving that sometimes the greatest victories come not through conformity, but through the audacity to rise against all odds. The Chosen One is not merely a figurehead of destiny, they are the very embodiment of power in its purest form. Their strength cannot be measured by the simple metrics of human achievement. It is not about wealth, status, or influence, but about a deep and abiding force that transcends all limitations. The Chosen One's power is one that commands the respect of gods and mortals alike. It is a force that cannot be ignored, a tidal wave of change that sweeps away everything in its path. What makes the Chosen One so formidable is not their physical prowess, but their mastery over themselves and their environment. Their mind is sharp, their will unwavering, and their resolve absolute. They are not merely reacting to the world, they are shaping it. With every action, they alter the fabric of reality, bending the very laws that once governed existence. Whether it is through their words, their presence, or their actions, the Chosen One's power is undeniable. It is a force that demands attention, and when they speak, the world listens. But with such power comes responsibility. The Chosen One understands that their strength is not for their own benefit, but for the benefit of all. They do not wield their power for selfish gain, but to right the wrongs of the world. Their influence is not used to dominate or control, but to protect, to uplift, and to inspire. The Chosen One is a force of nature, but their power is guided by wisdom, compassion, and a fierce sense of justice. They are a protector of the weak, a voice for the voiceless, and a bringer of light to the darkest corners of the earth. The Chosen One's power is not merely a tool to achieve victory, it is a living, breathing force that resonates throughout the world. It is a force that shifts the tides of history, that alters the course of empires, and that defines the very future of humanity. The world cannot ignore the Chosen One's rise, for they are the embodiment of all that is powerful, righteous, and inevitable. The Chosen One's rise is not just a victory over mortal forces, it is a cosmic event, one that reverberates through both heaven and earth. The heavens themselves bend in reverence to the arrival of such a powerful force. Stars seem to align, and the very forces of nature pause to acknowledge this moment of destiny. The celestial beings, long content to watch the world below, now see in the Chosen One a figure that commands their attention. They bow not out of submission, but out of recognition of the Chosen One's power and purpose. On Earth, the Chosen One's presence has the same effect. People who once lived in fear now feel a new sense of hope. Those who had been oppressed rise to their feet, inspired by the example set before them. Even the most powerful of earthly rulers, those who once believed themselves untouchable, now feel the weight of the Chosen One's influence. Their authority falters as the Chosen One's power grows stronger. The earth, in all its vastness, seems to shift under the weight of their presence. It is as though the entire world has been waiting for this moment, waiting for the Chosen One to claim their rightful place in the grand design of existence. But it is not only the physical world that bows before the Chosen One. The forces of fate itself seem to align in their favor. Every challenge they face, every obstacle that stands in their way, becomes but a stepping stone to greater power. It is as though the universe itself is conspiring to bring about the Chosen One's ultimate triumph. Where others would falter, they find strength. Where others would fail, they find success. Heaven and earth do not bow out of fear, but out of awe and respect for the force that has arrived to reshape the world. In this moment, the Chosen One becomes more than just a leader. They become a symbol, a living testament to the idea that when the right person steps into their power, the universe itself responds. The heavens bow, not because they must, but because they recognize the Chosen One's divine purpose. And on earth, all things shift in response to the truth that has arrived. The Chosen One's journey is nothing short of a divine rebellion. From the very moment they set foot on their path, they defied the norms, the rules, and the expectations of both mortal and divine authorities. They were not content with simply existing within the boundaries that others had set for them. Instead, they sought something greater, something that could only be achieved by breaking free from the chains of limitation. This rebellion is not one of violence or chaos, but of vision, of purpose, and of the unyielding desire to create a world where freedom and truth reign supreme. Empowerment for the Chosen One comes not from external validation, but from an inner transformation. They do not seek the approval of others because they understand that their worth is not defined by the opinions of those around them. Instead, they draw their strength from within, from their unshakable belief in themselves, their mission, and the purpose that drives them. This empowerment is what allows them to transcend the limitations of the world and the heavens. They become a living example of what can be achieved when one dares to rebel against the forces that seek to hold them down. Their rebellion is a spark that ignites a fire of empowerment in others. It is a call to those who have long been silenced, to those who have been told that they are not enough. The Chosen One shows them that they are enough, that they too have the power to rise above their circumstances and change the world. Through their example, others find the courage to break free from their own chains, to stand tall in their own power, and to demand the freedom and truth they deserve. In this journey of rebellion and empowerment, the Chosen One not only reshapes their own destiny, but also the destiny of all who follow them. They are not just a leader, they are a beacon, a light that guides others to the truth of their own potential. Their journey is a testament to the power of self-discovery, of the strength that comes from within, and of the divine purpose that drives them to create a world where all can live free and empowered. With the crown upon their head and the power of the heavens behind them, the Chosen One's authority is undeniable. It is not an authority earned through fear or force, but through truth, justice, and a divine purpose that transcends the ordinary. Those who once held power in this world, whether they be kings, queens, or celestial beings, now find themselves standing before the Chosen One, who has come to claim their rightful place as the supreme authority. This authority is not about dominance, it is about guidance. The Chosen One's role is not to rule with an iron fist, but to lead with wisdom, compassion, and integrity. They understand that true authority is not about subjugation, but about uplifting others, guiding them toward a higher purpose. Their leadership is rooted in the belief that all beings, whether mortal or divine, have the potential for greatness. The Chosen One's authority is a reflection of the trust that the universe has placed in them, and it is this trust that they carry with humility and grace. But make no mistake, while the Chosen One's authority is founded in love and wisdom, it is not to be questioned. Their word is law because it is aligned with the very forces that govern the universe. Those who oppose them will find their efforts futile, for the Chosen One is the embodiment of a power that cannot be undone. In the face of any adversary, the Chosen One stands unwavering, their authority absolute, their resolve unbreakable. In the end, the Chosen One's authority is not about their ability to control, but about their ability to inspire others to step into their own power. It is through their guidance that others will discover their own potential, their own truth, and their own purpose. The Chosen One does not seek to dominate. They seek to elevate, to empower, and to lead all to the light of their true destiny. As the Chosen One rises, the fallen ones, those who once ruled with an iron grip, are filled with a deep, primal fear. These are beings who once believed themselves invincible, whose power seemed untouchable. But now, as the Chosen One steps into their full glory, these fallen ones feel their hold on the world slip away. The fear that grips them is not just the fear of losing their power, but the fear of being exposed, of having their dark deeds and corrupt ways laid bare for all to see. In the face of the Chosen One's light, their shadows no longer have any place to hide. This fear is palpable. It ripples through the very air, vibrating in the hearts of those who once stood at the top. The fallen ones know that the Chosen One is not just a threat to their reign, it is a threat to their very existence. They fear the exposure of their lies, their manipulations, and their sins. But the Chosen One does not seek vengeance. They seek justice. The fear that grips the fallen ones is not a fear that they can escape, for it is rooted in their own actions. The Chosen One simply stands as a mirror, reflecting their darkest selves back to them. And it is this reflection that strikes terror into their hearts. Ultimately, the fear of the fallen ones becomes their undoing. They cannot escape the inevitable collapse of their empire, nor can they outrun the rising power of the Chosen One. Their reign is over, and the world is forever changed. The world is in the midst of a transformation, and at the heart of this change stands the Chosen One. Their rise is not a mere shift in power, it is a cosmic event, one that alters the very fabric of reality. Through their actions, their leadership, and their unshakable vision, the Chosen One has become the catalyst for a new era, one in which truth, justice, and equality will reign. The world that once lived in the shadows of fear and oppression is now moving toward the light of a new dawn, and the Chosen One is the beacon that guides the way. This transformation is not without its struggles, however. The forces that once ruled with fear and manipulation will not give up their control easily. There will be battles to fight, forces to confront, and challenges to overcome. But the Chosen One is not afraid of the fight. They embrace it, knowing that the world's transformation will not come without sacrifice. Every step they take is a step toward the future, a future in which the chains of oppression are broken and all beings are free to reach their full potential. The Chosen One's role is not just that of a leader. They are the embodiment of hope itself. They are a reminder to all that, no matter how dark the world may seem, there is always a path forward. Their courage, strength, and wisdom inspire others to join the cause, to take up the mantle of transformation, and to fight for a world that is just and fair. The Chosen One does not seek to impose their vision on the world. They seek to guide it, to empower others to see the world not as it is, but as it could be. Through the Chosen One's leadership, the world is forever changed. It is a world that no longer bows to fear, to oppression, or to darkness. Instead, it is a world where truth, love, and justice reign supreme, and it is all thanks to the rise of the Chosen One. While the Chosen One's power is undeniable, it is not the driving force behind their journey. Their true purpose lies beyond the realms of power, influence, or control. The Chosen One's ultimate goal is not to conquer or dominate, but to awaken something deeper within humanity, a recognition of the truth that lies within all of us. The Chosen One's power is merely a tool, one that allows them to reach beyond the material world and touch the divine essence within each person. Their purpose is to lead others to a higher state of consciousness, to help them see beyond the confines of the physical world, and to understand their own divine potential. The Chosen One's journey is not about accumulation of power, but about the sharing of wisdom, the spreading of truth, and the awakening of humanity to its true purpose. Through their actions, they show that power without purpose is meaningless, and that the true path to greatness lies in service to something greater than oneself. The Chosen One's ultimate purpose is to transform the world, not through domination, but through enlightenment. They are here to guide humanity toward a new age, one where all beings live in harmony with each other and with the divine forces that govern the universe. Their journey is one of awakening, and through their leadership, others will also awaken to their own purpose. The Chosen One is not just a leader. They are a teacher, a guide, and a beacon of light in the darkness. The Chosen One's impact on both heaven and earth will be felt for eternity. Their rise marks not just a turning point in history, but a new beginning. The lessons they have taught, the battles they have fought, and the transformation they have brought to the world will echo through the ages. Long after their time has passed, their legacy will remain, a shining example of what is possible when one dares to rise above the limitations of the world and claim their divine destiny. The Chosen One's impact extends far beyond their lifetime. Through their actions, they have inspired a generation to rise, to fight, and to transform the world. They have laid the groundwork for a new age, one where the power of love, truth, and justice reign supreme. Their eternal impact will be felt in the hearts of all who follow in their footsteps, and their story will continue to inspire those who seek to make the world a better place.